Right, I'm very honoured to be talking to James Alcott. We're doing the Ripple Effect. Obviously, that'll be out on all platforms very, very soon. I want to talk to you about the Premier League title race. By the end of this video, hopefully we can get your prediction of who will win it. Because there's some very interesting developments. Obviously, the Liverpool-Man United game dropped points. Huge opportunity for Liverpool to get 3 points where they didn't, in my opinion. Obviously, City have got a very easy run-in relative to the other sides. What's your overview so far of the Premier League title race?
I am flip-flopping all over the place. Changing week by week. So this is me this season. Man City, obviously, going to win it. Then I was like, well, hang on a minute. Liverpool, I always had Liverpool second, I had Arsenal third. And then as the season progressed and the Klopp thing happened, I just thought they had a lot of goals in them. I really, really did. And I thought that could be a thing. And I thought Man City would be there right to the end. I did not see Arsenal coming on as strong as they have done recently. And, you know, I like the stats and the eye test is obviously more important, and that's why I keep leaning towards Liverpool. But then you get a little gut punch with that when they don't beat Man United.
No, that was a massive moment, wasn't it?
Both games. I think both.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. That's the pressure here of this title race is 4 points dropped for Liverpool in 2 games against Man United, who are not anywhere near their level. That is huge. That is a huge amount of points.
But we don't know the amount of videos me and you have done in this industry. You've done far more videos probably with Ball Street and all sorts, right? What I'm trying to say is when we've discussed Premier League title races, we've never been so confused in our lives because what you've just said is spot on. But on some level, you could also say what you've said alludes to Liverpool potentially coming third this season. Totally.
Absolutely. And I think the games have been more exciting when it comes to Liverpool. I think Liverpool will give you more of a chance. Arsenal, it has so much more control there. And again, when you look at all these stats like field tilt and stuff like that, generally, you know, control, right? Arsenal, Man City are like up here. Then it's Liverpool. What I've really liked about Liverpool is that answers and options off the bench. Klopp's been able to kind of change it. And what I like about the makeup of the squad this year, which I'm not totally sure if it's by design or not, but you can literally change the formation. It's not, you know, say you can have slight differences when it comes to Man City, but you know what's happening there. And Man City generally just sort of crush you. And I think the thing with Man City is then I can't see Man City losing many games, but I can see them possibly drawing. They've drawn quite a few this year. I think you can stop Man City to a point where you get a draw, but not much more than that. There's not much change after that. For Arsenal, my concern is set pieces, they're unbelievable, and that's a big part of the game, so fine. Yeah. And we've seen how many goals they've scored from that. The thing that keeps getting at me is you've got 20 minutes left in a game, and you need to go and score a goal in open play. Now, Arsenal have scored a lot of goals. They've got the best goal difference this year. But I still feel like Liverpool have more creativity across the pitch, and in particular that change when it comes to the
killer
bench.
Instinct.
Yeah, and if you think
it's a
of
shame
all
about Jota not playing against Man United, I think he would have, given them a 4-0 win.
Exactly, and I think if you play that again and he is playing, starting or coming off, like you said, Kai, my producer, when we sort of analysed the games, we watched the game together. He was saying Firmino'd have a field day in that game there.
Of course, yeah.
But they do have like Gakpo's not like Nunez, and Harvey Elliott's so different when he comes on, and I like that about them. I think they need to get Trent back. Salah's been, we did a video with Zach, didn't we? And we sort of all went after Tom Garrett because of the Salah thing. He did look out of sorts in that Man United game.
Yeah,
but
he missed a few chances, didn't he?
But he will
One
always
on his right foot, about 8 yards out, I think it was.
Yeah, but you would imagine he would always come good.
But your point about Arsenal is very interesting because, look, Kai Havertz and Saka have scored a few goals, but there's no one on 15, 20. There's no standout. There's no Haaland numbers. There's no Salah numbers for Arsenal. It's very spread out. I can't think of a side, maybe since Man City a couple of years ago, without a striker, with Phil Foden playing as a false nine, that have won the title without having that striker. And we've seen Haaland go to Man City and Nunez go to Liverpool. Klopp and Guardiola have addressed this issue of wanting goals, cheaper goals. That might be Arsenal's issue. They've got all the control in the world. They've got the best defence in the league by a country mile. But Eddie Nketiah coming off the bench.
That's, I think, so for me, it's one about, like, I always think game state is obviously really important, right? So my team QPR, the reason why we're getting close to possibly, please God, stay up is because we stayed in the game. And but staying in the game has been from keeping the ball because they can't score if we've got the ball. And Arsenal, throughout the season, when it comes to game state, have been much better, much more controlled than Liverpool. Liverpool have come from behind numerous times. I just keep coming back to the idea with Arsenal that there will be, a bit like Porto, there'll be a game where you don't score in the first 20 minutes or you get to the last 20 minutes and it's going to feel really tense.
You're frustrated.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's feeling like one.
Spurs
of those
feels like
days.
that game, doesn't it? Spurs for Arsenal, the North London derby.
I think, mate, when we went through it yesterday on ESPN, and everyone's going on about Liverpool's fixtures being easy, but you go through them game by game, and they start to just look. Fulham away looks harder because they've got a good team and they've got no pressure on them. 3 days later, they got Everton under the lights at Goodison Park, and they're still battling for things. And Everton, you could say, have been unfortunate at times, have got enough structure there to hurt them, and will be outrageously up for that game.
Yeah.
And then they go play West Ham at 12:30. So again, say they beat those 2 games, or beat Everton on a Wednesday, adrenaline, all that stuff under lights. Then got to get yourself up for a turgid game against a low block in West Ham
Or
at
Champions League
12:30.
semi-final.
Yeah,
potential. Second leg Champions League semi-final as well.
Sorry, that's Liverpool. Those games.
Liverpool. Yeah.
But Arsenal,
Europe as well, of course.
But Arsenal's fixtures on paper are even harder.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, they've got the one thing I would say is that I also think when you play teams is a thing as well. So Brighton are just feel a little bit out of sorts right now.
Yeah.
They're taking on a Villa team that Douglas Luiz is suspended, Kamara's out. They're wobbling. Yeah, they're wobbling, and I think again. Say they're playing. So one that I look for at all the teams, Wolves, I think is a tough game for all those guys because they've got a nice energy about them, a nice confidence about them. But come back to Arsenal. What suits them in say the Arsenal Villa game is you're taking on a Villa team that are say they were Villa last season. It's like, let's have a go, and we're playing well, and life's great, and there's no pressure, and this is our moment in the spotlight. This game, it's like we've got Tottenham breathing down our neck. We need to, and we haven't won for a few. We need to go and win it. And so weirdly, Arsenal have got a stronger mentality in that game.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many twists and turns, mate. There's going to be so many twists and turns. I think the Man City thing, I'm just waiting for that lack of hunger. Like there has to be I just
have we not seen
it?
That was my final question to you as a City fan, right? As a neutral looking at Man City, does the record against the Big Six concern you? Only beaten Man United. Lost to Arsenal, drawn to Liverpool, couldn't beat Chelsea, couldn't beat Spurs yet. We've got Spurs at the new White Hart Lane as well coming up. Is that, just as an overview, if City are current champions of Europe, current champions of the Premier League, and we've not been able to go out and beat Arsenal like we did last season, is that going to haunt us, do you think?
I think the thing that's fortunate for you is, exclusively to what you said there, in the Champions League, obviously you're going to play big teams, but your fixtures, you don't have any of those guys, really.
No, it's over now. Yeah.
So that makes it a lot stronger for you. When I looked at your fixtures, it was the one that stood out for me, actually, was Forest away. Because I think that counter-attack, they did you last year.
Drop points last year. I think it's Chris Wood.
Again, I think Wolves is another one of those ones. I can't remember who you got else. You got someone else around that's up. Brighton, it might be just a gunfight.
Yeah.
And just
West
kind of have a go at each other. Yeah, so I think... Another debate I always have with people is, is the league good or not? Like, there's always this, they'll get chucked out every year. This is the worst league we've ever seen. I always think look, the 3 promoted teams have found it tough, and Luton have got enough adrenaline to make games interesting. But when Luton have played Arsenal actually, to be fair, they've given it a good go, right? But I think that mid-table is tricky. The thing that I would say should give you comfort, but it could fall off a cliff and get to a point of hubris, is there's such a psychological thing that Arsenal have to get beyond. Arsenal fans need to get beyond. Liverpool fans have to get beyond. And those mid-table teams, I think those mid-table teams lack a bit of belief against you guys a lot of the time.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Palace, look at Palace. They were in a winning position and they kind of threw it away in a little bit, and that was at Selhurst Park as well.
I think that Kai said this. He said people are afraid to go against Man City, though.
Yeah.
In terms of prediction stuff, which I think is a fair point. But you have not looked as good as you have previously.
Right now.
Yeah.
And It's April. People are booking Glastonbury tickets. It's nearly the end of the season. Do you know what I mean, though? Like, it's not like it's not November, is it?
No.
We're in April. We're third, and Arsenal are currently top, and that's why you have to. I think. Like, what are your final predictions then? As we speak right now, things can change.
And I hate changing.
1.
Because I remember used to go. I remember watch Alan Hansen on Match of the Day or whatever, and go, stop changing your mind.
Yeah.
Like, you got to pick your team, and that's it.
Who did you pick at the start of the season? I forgot.
So at the start of the season, I went Man City, Liverpool,
Fine.
Arsenal. I said.
That's not bad. That's a great shout because no one thought Liverpool, did they? Really?
Yeah, I just thought they had goals. I thought they had lots of goals,
yeah.
and I'm pleased that that's looked good. I did it a week ago, and I just wasn't feeling City. There was something I wasn't feeling, and I had City third.
Fair enough. I think that's fair, by the way. The way this league is going, it sounds crazy if you said that a year ago.
I think if you said I did not see the way I look at Arsenal today is not how I looked at them 5 weeks ago.
No, they've changed.
There's something very strong in their mentality.
So who's two for you?
So at the end of it all, I had Arsenal and Liverpool both making, I think, 23 points, and this was before the last game.
Yeah.
But I think I had Liverpool beat Man United. And then I had Man City with 20 points.
Yeah.
I think in that video, probably what was a bit of a marker against me is I think the twists and turns. I think this is the most iconic title race we've had ever, and I think it will be, and I think it will go down to the final day.
I think so, yeah.
But I think what's not being what will be such a spanner in the works is two things. One, everyone's going to drop points, and it's how they bounce back from that drop in points. Because that pang of negativity that Arsenal will inevitably feel at some point when they lose or draw a game, how do they bounce back from that? And I do think they are stronger mentally than last year, and I think they've got more leaders than last year. The other thing is how the Champions League plays out, because like the Man City Arsenal semi-final is kind of. I think that will be exhausting.
It's massive.
I think it'd be exhausting for both of you.
Yeah, it would be.
More so than and like obviously from travel, it's much easier, right? But I think the
those
build
England
up
games,
and
all
else,
England ties are crazy.
Yeah.
The fans and the atmosphere, it's electric.
I think there'd be a much higher level of comfort if you play Bayern Munich in the semi-final.
1,000,000%.
And well, I guess question back to you, like, do you think if Arsenal go out or Man City go out in the quarterfinals, do you think that's a positive for your title aspiration?
I don't think it changes. I don't think it changes either of our seasons. If we lost to Arsenal in the Champions League, that's different. But if we lose to Real Madrid and they lose to Bayern Munich, which is a reality, that could happen, and Bayern Munich and Real Madrid get to the semi-final. How many years have we seen that happen anyway? Then I think the league title. I think there's a chance basically that both sides win every game from now to the end of the season. Seriously, where do Arsenal lose a game of football? I don't get it. Rory Jennings is telling me Chelsea are going to beat them.
I've got a funny feeling about that.
Really?
I think it could be a draw for sure. I think Arsenal got very difficult fixtures. Yeah, I think at the Emirates you would expect them to do it, but
very difficult.
But Chelsea seem to wake up against those bigger teams.
They do.
I don't think that's a broader problem when it's Chelsea. Is like that they haven't got the tenacity to go and beat the teams that they think they should win. There's an arrogance and softness about Chelsea.
Yeah, that's true.
But against Arsenal, they drew against you earlier. Drew with Man City. Drew with Liverpool.
They've been superb against the Big Six. Yeah, no question about it.
That would be a good.
So you're leaning towards Arsenal goal difference. Is that what I'm roughly guesstimating?
Oh, what
you're
now?
saying? Arsenal win the title on goal difference. I think it might be goal
Is that
difference.
what you think?
Yeah, I think it's huge.
Or if it goes to the final day?
I think it could be 1 point between all three, like it currently is now. I think all three could be unbeaten from now to the end of the season. And maybe
Arsenal
one
have
draw
Everton,
each.
I think. I can't remember who Man City, who you've got last game. Liverpool have
West
got
Ham.
Wolves. So you should all win that.
Yeah,
You should
exactly.
all win that.
It's about the weeks before.
I think I will stick with Liverpool. I think the other thing I stuck
Liverpool.
with Liverpool was the fact that I think the Europa League is they've got the nice side of the draw there. So they've got Atalanta, who they should beat, and then they've got probably Benfica after that, according to my prediction, or Marseille. So from that point of view,
Should win all of those.
that should be far more comfortable. But I guess the
Europa
problem
League.
you've got is it's Thursday.
Yeah, it's tiring.
Yeah,
So tiring.
mate, it's like you said earlier.
I hope you're wrong.
None
James.
of us have got a clue.
I hope you're wrong. Make sure you check out James, obviously on all social platforms. The Ripple Effect. I'll be on a couple of the episodes coming out very, very soon. We'll see you very, very soon.